Okay, everyone, this is Juan. I want to share with you guys what I have as far as like my robot goes, what it does, how it works, what I like to, how I analyze what it does and where I take it to. I'm going to share with you guys some data. So let's get started. Okay, so here we have the chart for Bitcoin USD, right? Alright, that's basically the price of Bitcoin right now as we know it. And actually, we step back a little bit, you can see some of the lines I've drawn Fibonacci retracement pattern and the Fibonacci fans that I like to test out and see where the market goes. Right now, ouch, it went, you can tell right now from here, you pick the lowest point and the highest point, and it was very much within the lines over here for the Fibonacci fan, and then by then I knew this was a good line, a good pattern to pick. And then check this out right here, it skimmed it. It's really because other people use the same strategy. So what I think is happening is it's not too crazy, but at this point something big happened. That's probably when the Corona information came out. U.S. Marshals auction of 4,000 Bitcoin closes for bidding. That's down here at February 18th. So something major happened there, and then the price started dropping a lot. And if it was sold at 4,000, if that was 4,000 Bitcoin times 10,000, ooh, that's like 40 million. And that's in dollars, by the way. Check this out. The line went down, 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 and then March 11th, Trump announces travel ban due to COVID-19. Which, by the way, I hope all of you guys are staying safe. It's crazy. Crazy times we're living in. But let's go back to, let's close in on this area. Right here, let's put maybe 2 hours. Too close. That was too close, maybe. No. Okay, so basically what you're seeing here is my robot is selling on the red dots and buying on the green dots. You want to sell high and buy low. And my robot, for the most part, it's been doing well. Down here, I'm not too proud of this part. If I circle it down here, like this area right here, that was pretty bad because I bought high and then sold low, and then the price kept climbing and climbing. Relatively speaking, it was bad, relatively. But anyways, if we get out of that circle, it starts clearing itself back up. It keeps going fine. It buys a little bit down here. Oh, and let's see how much it bought. About $10 worth. And it sells $5 worth, $5 worth. So what that tells me is I probably had my dollar buying power was basically higher around these parts, and that's why my robot decided to buy more. And here it keeps selling, you know, well, it actually increments the sell because it's selling at a higher price. So you can see directly above the mouse where it says 598, around this area right here when I mouse over, well, it says 598, then 605, 612, 619. So it starts selling more as the price gets higher. Down here it buys a little more. You can tell $7, $10 compared to, well, 10. That's because it accumulated dollars on its way up, and then it was able to buy $7 and $10. Same here, 640, 650, 670, 690, and then the price dropped. Around this part, I'm gonna make a note that something happened to my robot. Probably it just went down, and it likes to do that sometimes. I'm still working on that, on what the issue is. But let me go ahead and fire up the robot over here, and we'll look at some live trades going on. Okay, so sent the restart command, and here we are, and I get a text message from my robot on my phone telling me, yeah, hey, the robot's it's awake now. All right. And you can see 9:16 at the bottom. Well, that's the time right now. Okay. Now the difficult part is going to be waiting. I gave it like some padding, so when as soon as it starts up, it sets price range in the beginning, and then once the market hits that price, like for example, if we go over to 0x Bitcoin, 0x has been doing pretty bad lately, so I've been buying it in little increments at a time. And here's another here's another fan, Fibonacci fan going down. I might have started it around here. I guess I was like, okay, let me see where this is going, or maybe up here, or maybe down here. But I noticed that pattern, and then I went down here. It hit the resistance also, I guess because it's a steep resistance, but still my robot kept buying, you know. This, for that price, I call that 8,000 milli Bitcoin. I just, you know, count the decimals back 3 points, and that gives me 8,253 milli Bitcoin. Just think of it like 8,200 milli Bitcoin, basically. This is 99,000 milli Bitcoin, 99,000, and I noticed it buys that a lot for some reason. So the buys are not, they're a little bit linear apparently. The sells 98,000 milli Bitcoin, and this is 1,800 milli Bitcoin. Yep. And down here 99,000 milli Bitcoin again, and then it buys again on its way down. I might have restarted sometime around here. I've been restarting at night lately, like around midnight. So this is midnight. You can tell down here the time, and this is March 22nd midnight. So right around here I restarted it, so it probably wouldn't have bought again until down here to this price. But because it was at a high price and around midnight, it probably reset itself and thought that this was the next low. So right now the restarting of the robot is the bottleneck, because for some reason I can't keep the robot running over maybe 24 to 48 hours, which sounds like a lot, but in reality, when I check the error logs, it's something to do with the connections that I'm not an expert in, and the robot doesn't quite well know how to handle that when the exchange that it's connected to basically like disconnects for some reason. So that's pretty much it, I guess. It sent the email which hit my phone. What else? Okay, let's check the real time, see what's going on. Okay, so I organize by either USD change or allocation here. That tells me how much the balance has changed in terms of USD for each coin rather. So Bitcoin Cash, I have very little. I have $50 worth. Bitcoin, I have $255, which is very little. It's only 7%. So that tells me other coins have been doing so poorly. Litecoin and Ethereum were doing so. Oh, and Zephirex. These three have been doing so bad that they've been bought, and you can tell 24, 27, 30%. My robot tends to keep everything at 20% balanced. So essentially, if everything was perfect, it would always be around 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%. All five, except for Bitcoin Cash. Don't count Bitcoin Cash, because that one I was gonna sell later. So I have 5 different coins that I work with: the USD, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Zephirex. With those 5 cryptocurrencies, I basically flip them one for the other. My robot knows the math, and it takes into account, and it doesn't just divide everything by 5. It's a little more complicated than that. But yeah, there you have it. My robot, like, oh, and the picture before in the post here real quick, I wanted to show you guys that, for example, oh yeah, right here, this one, what is it? Yeah, okay, so here it looks like it actually did exactly what I wanted it to, which is to increase the rate, or decrease the rate as the price drops, so it buys more for less. And that's the key. You want the robot to be able to make it harder for the other person to sell you something you don't want. If it makes it more difficult for them, if it makes it more difficult for them as the price is going down, for them to sell you something because the price is so cheap, you know, they're not gonna want to sell you anymore. And you know, this happens on a 1-to-1 person, on a 1-to-2 people, 1-to-3 people. You know, eventually one of those 3 they're not gonna want to sell you anymore. So the price tends to rebound. I mean, it's not always the case, but that's why I'm working in little amounts here. This is just a proof of concept. This is more of a proof of concept that the science, the math behind this is scalable. It has to be scalable. I think that is the key. I wanted something that I could grow automatically. Here in this picture I have Bitcoin. Let's see, I had 10% Bitcoin. USD, again, ignore Bitcoin Cash. It barely registered at all. I guess I'm gonna end the video for now, but thanks for watching, and be safe out there.